Hello there, Josh Moore, Red Door Church. I stumbled across an article. Actually, someone gave this to me just recently and drew my attention to it, but I'm very grateful that they did. Comes out of the Valley News, I guess, probably from a couple of weeks ago, about churches falling on hard times. Specifically, speaking of New England churches, um, and maybe more specifically, Vermont and right here in the Upper Valley area, churches are closing their doors and having difficulty. In this case, it's speaking of a congregation in Quechee, and kind of a back and forth between a gentleman there that helps to maintain the church grounds, and he's sharing about some of their problems. But in the article here, it's really interesting. They actually have a fair amount of statistics referenced that I thought were worth drawing your attention to. Maybe some of you who are locals here will be well aware of the desperate situation that the church is in overall in New England, especially here in Vermont. So I may be preaching to the choir here in a way, but I know it's still very shocking to see it in a local paper here, just how dire the situation is. It says this. Looks like on the second or third page here. About 30,000 fewer Vermonters went to church in 2010 than in 2000, a decline of 13%, according to the Association of Religious Data Archives. Windsor County, which is where Red Door Church is located, so this is really hitting close to home here, is losing its religion even more quickly, a net loss of 28% between 2000 and 2010, according to the data. Churches are closing but aren't keeping pace with the overall decline in membership. The 854 congregations of various denominations in Vermont in 2000 dwindled to 775 in 2010, a loss of 9%. As a result, parishioners are spread more thinly among the remaining churches. In Windsor County, the average congregation has 237 worshipers in 2000. According to the association, by 2010, that has shrunk to an average of 159. Anyways, so you really get a sense right here in Windsor County, there is severe decline, 28% between 2000 and 2010 in terms of church attendance, people that attend the church. And then it goes on to list information about statistics that as compared with the rest of America. It says this here: over the past 40 years, the percentage of Americans who said they had a lot of confidence in the church has steadily eroded from a high of 68 in 1975 to 52% in 2009 to an all-time low of 42% in 2015. It goes on to talk about church attendance and how it's declined to historically low levels, which is particularly true in the Northeast. Vermont and New Hampshire are the most extreme examples in the Northeast. Church attendance in Vermont, 17%, according to polls over the last few years. It's the lowest in the whole nation. New Hampshire with 20% is the next lowest. Vermont and New Hampshire are also the only states in the country in which a majority of people, 56% in Vermont and 51% in New Hampshire, describe themselves as non-religious, attending church seldom or never. And then, of course, that translates into dollars and cents, and they go on to explain the financial condition of some of the churches in the area, like this one here in Quechee. So you can read the article actually online at vnews.com, and if you just search there, "churches fall on hard times," it'll pull it up, and you can read the whole article. But I just thought I'd draw your attention to that. It's something very important for our people, not only here to know, but people back home, at least North Carolina for me, people who might be listening into this or looking at this video, or whoever. I mean, it's knowledge worth having. So thought I'd pass that along as an FYI and a matter for prayer. So have a great day. Take care. Bye.